Hi, good morning, everybody. This is the Porch F Pulse, and we are here at Danford's Hotel, Marina and Spa, and we are also broadcasting this morning out of the Tower Suite. It is absolutely beautiful. It is like a large apartment that we have here. It's incredible. It really is. There's 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a living room, which obviously you guys can't see that, but it's pretty incredible. And we are up to episode 10 today. So I am really, really happy and fortunate to have my good friend here this morning, Sirka Louka, who is a local licensed clinical social worker and a psychotherapist. She's in private practice right here in East Setauket, right?
Actually, South Setauket.
South Setauket. Her office is actually located right on 347 past Walmart, right? On the left-hand side if you're going towards the mall?
Yes, right on the corner of 347 and Wireless Road.
Okay, so today's topic is definitely something that we're going to feel kind of a little uneasy talking about, and that's why I wanted to have you here today because of obviously in light of what just happened last week in Shoreham. It's such a tragic thing, and my heart goes out to that family, and my condolences and sympathies to them. And this really resonates with me because we lost a boy in our school district less than 7-8 months ago, Dylan Berger, who unfortunately took his own life. And I'm so grateful and honored that you're here this morning to kind of help me understand how to process this, but also help anyone that's watching and listening on how to process this, how to have a conversation with their kids, how to have a conversation with the students in our school. Right. We might have a teacher or an administrator, struggling on how to effectively navigate through this. And I know that, obviously as a psychotherapist, you see this probably more often than not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just really happy that you're here this morning, so we can kind of dive right into this, and I wanna I know that we're gonna go through a bunch of resources that the community can tap into, and different websites that they can go to, and different hotlines. So we'll talk about that in a minute, but just maybe let everybody know like a little bit of who you are. Obviously, I know you're a therapist, but I know you're a mom and you're married as well. If you want to just tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Sure, and thank you. I want to say that I'm honored and grateful to be here too. I think we're all really still struggling with the losses. It's a tragic subject, and it touches everybody, and it's so important to talk about it.
I know.
It's a very, we're talking about teen suicide, suicide in general, but teen suicide is really what has struck us most recently as a community, and it's very hard for people to talk about because it's scary and it's upsetting, and one of the myths, I want to go through a couple of myths in a moment, but one of the myths is people are afraid that if they talk about it, that it's going to trigger people to kill themselves, and that's absolutely not true. So one of the things we need to do is talk about it. So this is just phenomenal that you're addressing this subject here today.
Well, it's our pleasure. I mean, the Porch F Pulse really was initially created to talk about that everything going on in Port Jefferson, but we've realized over the last couple of weeks and months that it's not just about what's happening in Port Jefferson, right? And we talk about different happenings all over our neighboring towns, and I really felt strongly about talking about this today, just because of the fact of what's happened to Dylan, and now what's happened in our neighboring town. And quite frankly, I mean I feel myself getting emotional right now. I mean, I'm angry, as a parent. I'm not going to put all the blame on the school districts, but I really feel like the mental health system that we have in place is just a disaster. And I think it's a disaster in a sense that, especially for children that are in middle school and high school, I feel like they're kind of getting lost in the shuffle. And that's why I'm so happy that you're here, so we can kind of just try to break this down, for people to understand, like, okay, now what do I do?
Right. Right. And it's so important. And, I'm sure you saw, just like I saw, we each have our own communities, but this crosses all those boundaries.
Yeah.
And I know parents in groups that I'm on Facebook all the way, to Smithtown and beyond were reacting to this loss on a moment-to-moment basis. I think we all were feeling it as it was happening.
Right, right. And, my son is 14 and in ninth grade.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
So,
and my daughter's 13.
Right.
Yeah.
So it could happen to any one of us at any point, at any moment, when our kids are thrusted, into a situation that they feel that they can't get out of, whatever it is, and I'm, like I said, so let's talk a little bit about, kind of what you want to cover this morning.
Yeah, I want to go through that so
Okay.
it doesn't reach the point where it feels like it could happen at any moment, because there's
Right.
so much that can be done
beforehand.
way before, and so many warning
Okay.
signs. And, got a laptop or
Right.
a tablet, or
Yeah.
there's a way to communicate that way. So
Okay.
there's really lots of ways to access this.
Okay, good.
The other one is the National Suicide Prevention,
Mm-hmm.
which is another 24-hour suicide prevention hotline. That's on the national level. And that phone number is 1-800-273-8255.
Okay.
And their website is suicidepreventionlifeline.org.
Okay. Okay. And then you also have something else here called the Brookhaven Youth Bureau. Tell me a little bit about that. I had never even heard of that before until you had mentioned it to me when we were talking the other day.
Yeah, the Brookhaven Youth Bureau is part of the government for the town of Brookhaven.
Okay.
It's a service for the community that offers a lot of wonderful services. I recommend everybody go on their website and look at what they have to offer. They have all kinds of educational and recreational programs at free or low cost for kids. So, that's another preventative aspect, not directly related to suicide, but keeping kids connected, keeping them involved, giving them a safe community, interesting activities where they can make positive connections with peers and with good adults is really important. So the Brookhaven Youth Bureau is a great resource for our community.
Okay. Okay.
And they have free counseling services to residents aged 12 to 21.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's free access, or there's access for everybody.
Okay, that's great.
Who needs it.
Okay. And then tell me a little bit about this workshop that I wanted to, tell everybody about. Why don't you mention it?
Okay. Yeah, there's a local business in Setauket that's a college. It's a tutoring company. It's called College 101.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's a local mom.
It's right past the Seaport Deli.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Right on the left.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's a local mom in our community, and she runs a tutoring company. And she reached out to me when I posted on Facebook that I was honored and happy to be coming here today to talk about this. And she asked me to share that she is hosting
awesome.
a suicide prevention workshop this Thursday, October 13th at 8 p.m.
8 o'clock.
at College 101.
101.
And it's on Main Street in Setauket, and her phone number is 631-364-9080.
Okay, and it's Thursday, October 13th at 8 p.m., a suicide prevention workshop at College 101, 290 Main Street in Setauket. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, this is great. This is awesome. Really good.
Yeah, we need more of that kind of stuff. We need our communities to not be afraid to talk about it. It's an upsetting topic, so it's understandable. But we need to talk about it more, not less.
I know. On the we're doing at our school district. This goes a little off topic, but it's on unfortunately on the drug topic, which is another big issue that we have here in Suffolk County.
And related.
Yes, and related. We're doing a symposium of sorts that's kind of sponsored by the Bridge of Hope Resource Center. And we're going to have I think her title is a neurophysicist from Brookhaven Lab and a doctor from Stony Brook Hospital. And they're going to be talking about, obviously, drugs and what the brain looks like on drugs and those kinds of things. And that's the October 19th at 7 o'clock at the high school auditorium for Port Jefferson. Yeah, so there's definitely some good resources, coming up.
And is that open to anybody, or just
yeah, it's open
the
to
school
anybody.
district?
Anybody can come. Yeah,
That's
I mean, we would love it if people would come from other towns and come and take advantage. It's a free workshop, probably just like this is too, right? The suicide prevention is probably,
I
I would
believe so.
imagine. Yeah. All right, but people can call and find out. So.
And the workshop you just mentioned, is that for adults or kids or everybody?
I think kids can go. My rule of thumb is that I usually say, 7th, 8th graders and up. The younger kids, it's probably not going to be, they probably wouldn't even understand, half the content. But usually middle school and high school students, I think it'll be totally appropriate. So before we wrap up, tell me a little bit about, again, where you're located, and your website and your phone number. So if people want to get in touch with you, your Facebook page, that kind of stuff.
Okay. My business is in Setauket.
Okay.
Actually, South Setauket on Nesconset Highway and Wireless Road.
Okay.
The address is 3771
Right.
Nesconset Highway, South Setauket.
Okay.
My business phone number is 631-689-2582.
Okay, great.
And my website is sirkalouka.com. And I'm also on Facebook at
Okay.
Sirka Louka Therapy.
Therapy.com. Okay. And I know that, we had some other things to go over, but I know we didn't really get a chance to. So, you're going to post this up on your website, right? So that'll be great. So at least there'll be additional information there as well. I think that'll be good, to offer our viewers. And
I'll post. I have a bunch of warning signs and what to do, and
Okay.
I'll post all of that. And,
Okay,
and the
awesome.
resources that
Okay.
we just went over.
Okay. And is there anything else that you wanted to share?
Just the most important thing is don't be afraid to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Better, even if you don't have the answers, sometimes people feel like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't have the answers. That's not as important. What's important is letting our kids know that there's somebody who cares about them.
Right.
And it's okay to say, I don't know the answer to that, but I'm going to find out because I want
Okay.
you to be okay.
Yeah. I know, because this whole parenting thing, man, can be a mess.
Learn as you go.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on
Thank
today.
you.
I'm so happy that we were able to put this together and to offer this, to our community. So thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Happy to
Okay.
be here.